So this is where we left it off, basically. Okay, this is where we left it off. She's at this point at part 37, trying to find him so she can serve him the divorce papers. Okay, here. So let's start in the beginning of part 37.
Part 37, who the fuck did I marry? So at this point in time, I have filed for divorce. I paid for the filing fee. I'm representing myself.
Locked in.
And it should be an uncontested divorce. During this time, Legion had driven to Philly, lied to his family, and said I had cheated on him, that he caught me, and that the guy I cheated on him with was a law enforcement officer who used his gun to threaten him to get out the house.
What is this, by the way? This is the full clip with the context if you end up responding to those clip chimps? No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch with them. I'm going to die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay. I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point. Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like, if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it. I want to just clip this part alone and just repost it. Like just this area. It's on LSF already. This is what people got mad at you for? No, they got mad at me for the earlier thing that they clipped out of context. It's all over Twitter. It's on Dick Cerdo. Everyone does this shit where they like, there's an entire industry dedicated to just like ritualistically bullying and humiliating streamers. Okay. Dick Cerdo performs this role as well. Like, it's just, there's no way to reason with it either. Once you got, like once someone fucking decided the farm is open, it's open. And then it piles on, like I said. It piles on into, someone clipped the original to like a sentence fragment that is objectively a very good statement to make a point, lol. No, it's just, that's it. It's just, it's not on Dick Cerdo that chatter is lying. People just want to continue the drama. Oh. Anyway, let's get to service type shit.
None of that was true.
But like if you...
At some point while he was in Philly, he ran out of options in terms of where he could stay. Family members did not want him to stay with them. Apparently, a lot of bridges were burned, according to the female cousin I had talked. So he left Philly and went to Augusta. Yes, what you were hearing is correct. He drove from Georgia to Philly, stayed in Philly for about 3-4 days, left Philly, drove back to Georgia, went to Augusta. Keep in mind, if you have lost your notes at this point, he was raised in Philly and did high school in Augusta before he went to California. So he has family in Augusta. So at this point, he's on his way to Augusta to stay with a new set of people. The reason why this is important is because what I have is a divorce settlement
Apparently, Dick Cerdo posted it and deleted it.
Divorce settlement agreement has to be signed by the two of us, where we are basically telling the court, look, this is what he's keeping, this is what I'm keeping. I need his signature. Let me repeat that. I need his signature because I wanted a very quick and painless divorce, as much as it could be. So by this time, this is now around June 25th. So around June 25th, he's now in Augusta. He had left the house June 17th. So between June 17th and June 24th is the trip to Philly, then leaving Philly, coming to Augusta. My aunt and my little cousin get in the car with me and I drive to Augusta with a rag on my head, some sweatpants, and a tank top because it's July, so it's hot. But we ride to Augusta. I had spoken to him. I had said, I just need you to sign this piece of paper. And he was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. No. We're going to get to it as quickly as possible. So that means I got to drive to Augusta, coming to Augusta. My aunt and my little cousin get in the car with me and I drive to Augusta with a rag on my head, some sweatpants, and a tank top because it's July, so it's hot. But we ride to Augusta. I had spoken to him. I had said, I just need you to sign this piece of paper. And he was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. No. We're going to get to it as quickly as possible. So that means I got to drive to Augusta tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. I'm going to do that because I need that signature. I ain't telling this. This was my attitude. Sure enough, went ahead, drove down there. I met him at the UPS store. in Augusta. It's in the same Kroger shopping center. They had a notary there because I needed the papers to be notarized. So he pulls up. It's only been a week since I last saw him. It has been months since my aunt saw him. Okay. She had no idea of the condition that he was. Again, I'm telling y'all, when I met him, when he met my family, he was like a size 3X. In just a short span of time for a week, he easily could have been in an extra large, maybe even a large, but was wearing 3X clothes. So he has told me this whole time, he didn't know I had spoken to his family. Okay. Probably need to put that in there. He did not know I had spoken to his cousin. So he was telling me that he had a place to stay. He was staying with some family members, and everything was cool. He told me he was going back to Augusta because he had a job. That's what he told me. The family member, the cousin, told me, "Oh no, it's not that he had a job. We kicked his ass out because he's still lying, and we don't want anything to do with him." So when I saw him get out the car, I immediately knew, you probably have not washed in 3 days. I'm not overreacting. His nails had not been cut, so his nails were a bit long. He smelled like the Chattahoochee dump on a hot summer Georgia day. He stunk so bad. And for a moment, I did not recognize the man that I was legally married to. I did not recognize him. He almost looked, what's the word? Emaciated? If I may be mispronouncing it, but the way someone looks when they've lost so much weight and it's almost like your skin and bones. He looked homeless. He smelled homeless. And my heart just kind of broke. It kind of did. I'll be honest, it kind of broke. It did not break enough for me to not get that signature though. So when he walked into the UPS store, you clearly could see that some of the people were, let me get away from him. Me, I just was like, okay, so I just need you to sign right. And I just need you to sign right. Okay. And then a woman named Lauren came over and notarized the papers. And then we were done because he signed the divorce agreement. He didn't even read it. The reason why I'm pointing that out is because he didn't read the part where what's left in the house now belongs to me, where he took technically what he was going to take. Everything else in that home belongs to me. Remember, I told y'all he had left all his Invicta watches. He had left all his WWE championship belts.
Not the Invicta watches. Oh no.
A lot of his clothes, his Cole Haans. He had left all that stuff. He never even read the divorce agreement. So he signed it. I signed it. Lauren notarized it. We leave the store and I said, "Have you eaten?" And he was like, "Yeah, I ate. It's just, my knee." So again, he's talking about the knee, but if you saw him, you would know there's way more to it than that. So I said to him, "Look, since you met me here, let me give you some money so you can get you some chicken nuggets." Yeah, that's what I said. You can get you some chicken nuggets. So I believe I gave him like $5 or $6. Go get you some chicken. I think I Zelled it to him actually. Just go get you some food. Then because where he parked was not far. It was like, okay, I'm parked here. He's parked in front of me in the other row. So there's that aisle that you can drive down. So I walked him to the car and I saw the condition of the inside of the car. And that's when I knew he's been living in his car. So clearly I no longer had a question of, so where's his offshore account? Where's the U.S. bank savings account? Where's the checking account? Didn't have that question anymore. Because if you had money, you would not be in the same clothes that you were in when you left my house on June 2nd. And this is now June 20th. So he was like, "I'm gonna be all right. I'm about to start a new job. I'm gonna be cool. I got a family member I can stay with. Everything's gonna be okay." All right. I said, "I will let you know when the divorce is granted." I said, "I will send you a copy of the divorce decree." And he was like, "Okay." He said, "Well, how long do you think that's going to take?" I said, "I'm not sure." I thought I had to wait 30 days before I could file the divorce agreement settlement form. And then the judge would grant it in 30 days. So basically, this is like June 25th. I'm looking at the end of August that it would take for the divorce to be granted, assuming there were no hiccups, assuming he didn't decide he was going to pull a fast one. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to file this. And then once we get the divorce decree, I'll send you a copy. He said, okay. He got in his car. I got in my car. I drove all the way back home and he went to wherever he went. Next part is the next series of lies that I was faced with. All right. Part 38 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? I'm going to call this housekeeping and missing pieces. So housekeeping. First and foremost, as much as I know you all have enjoyed this series and some of you have told me how entertaining you have found it.
Finally, we're back in the car. Let's go.
The story will be done this weekend. So in other words, I don't care how many parts I got to film. It will be done this weekend. We're not going to drag it into the new week.
It's not going to be done this weekend, I don't think.
So I just want to let everyone know that. So please be sure to tell your sisters, your mamas, your aunties, your cousins, your best friends, hey, y'all, go ahead and watch all the parts because she's saying she's wrapping it up this weekend. But I'll leave the playlist up. Also, let's see. I'm sorry for the people who are like, I keep talking really slow. I didn't know that I was, and they're like, you're just long-winded. I'm very detailed. So that's probably what you're feeling, is that I'm detailed and I'm trying to get everything out, again, in a responsible manner. So you all have asked me if I will do a live. Yes, I will. I don't have any issue doing a live. I feel like if you're gonna put the story out there, you know you're gonna get questions. So if you stand on business and you stand on what you said, do the live. So yes, I will do a live. And I will let you all know when I'm gonna do a live. So it won't just be some random shit. I will actually do a live and let everyone know. So that way, if you have questions, bring them. The issue with doing a live is that I need moderators. So because I just anticipate a lot of people have questions and I'm just one person, and I don't want to be accused of she's ignoring my question, which means there's holes in her story. Y'all, we all know how TikTok is. So, but I will absolutely do a live. That's the housekeeping. Missing pieces. So when I said before that it's important to me that I'm responsible in how I tell the story, meaning I'm clear and I go in detail, I realized that I left out some missing parts, and it was brought to my attention by a number of you. Thank you, because I'm all for accountability. I did not go into how my ex-husband Legion left the condiment company and then went to Apple. I also did not go into detail on when my mom came to visit. Both of those were in the month of April. I was going to go into detail a little bit more on the Apple situation because, as you probably have figured out, of course something came out later on. But nevertheless, in terms of April of 2021, my mom came for a visit. She lived in Arkansas. She came to visit us. She came to visit us after we had that whole sexting on Facebook incident and just after we had started marital counseling. There were no fireworks during her visit. Nothing was weird. I did talk about how my family has always been there, and if you spoke with my mom, she would tell you she didn't see anything out of the ordinary, but there was something in her spirit that just didn't sit right. She didn't talk to me about it at the time. She did not raise her concerns. She simply, when she came to visit, we welcomed her with open arms. Legion was excited to meet her. She was excited to meet him. We took my mom out to eat. It was a typical, very quiet, non-active visit. I didn't know what my mother thought until later on. So she didn't share with me during the visit, something don't seem right. She and I sat in the guest room talking. I never told her anything that was going on. Number one, because again, it goes back to that mindset of what happens in my marriage needs to stay in my marriage. And I talk about how I didn't think looking back, it was not a good idea that I told my aunt what had happened. My aunt is not the type that's going to tell my mother. In other words, if you confide in her, she keeps it between you and her. So my mom never knew that there were any issues. And so there was nothing for her to be on mama bear mode. Had she known, this would have been a very different trip, but she didn't know. So she did come to visit. Everything went fine. He and I put on a united front. Oh, we're so happy. We're so, in love. And yes, behind the scenes was a whole different story. He talked to her about how he was looking to buy a house and how he told her how work was going, how his job, how his job was going, bragging as usual, which I had.
Thank you, Undying Machine, for the 10 community gifted subs, allowing 10 people to be also locked in and not have any interruptions at the top of the hour. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. For those of you who haven't subscribed, you will see an ad break. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not fully locked in. Okay, I'm not as locked in as I was. I'm trying to find the longer clip that I just showed on stream, like this sequence, so I can post it on Twitter. Okay, I feel like I feel like this is more drama, and I feel like I'm losing. I'm losing out on the here. Yeah. Wait, how do I get the Comrade Lamb? I retweeted you, but I'm just going to fucking post this. I'm going to say it's wild how this completely out of context clip made its way to Twitter so fast. I was talking about how much a 9-hour stream eats away at my social battery and how I can't socialize after, comparing it to my sales job before. I recognize how fortunate I am every day. And I was, yeah. You can post the clip, but it may not spread like the hate does. It doesn't matter. You reacting to it is what they want to. Just ignore it. Stop interacting with that dude. It's fine to. Mr. Big Streamer can yell at chat all day long, but can't take a little drama out of context clip. My friend, you even recognize that it's like purposely fucking done to maliciously spread hate. Like, I don't know what to tell you at that point. Like, you're proving the point I was trying to make. You know what I mean? Emo HasanAbi JPEG leak. No, that's I used that already in my. You need a bot to delete it. Rusty Bikes, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay, I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point. Like, here, go blast this off. There are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Sector people pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like
Go retweet it and
sucks
like it.
your social battery, and you just tap out after. Think about it this way. Like you give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like after a while you would be like, I don't want to talk ever again.
The call center will actually crush your soul. Like we had to ask money 3 times, even said no repeatedly. Extremely sus. Yeah. This drama will unironically swing into the emo stuff later. Love the streams. Thank you for helping me refine and understand my place in the world. Pass. It was a bad take. Let's just move on. Because imagine a soul crushing job and then you still don't have money to take care of your family. Yeah, I famously say work is not soul crushing. Come on, chatter. Please. I never said anything about money. I'm simply comparing different types of jobs to different types of jobs and like how they can be fucking shitty in different ways. I don't understand. This is why people stop watching. No, man, it's not because of hater content that people stop watching. Your chat is not even on your side. What the fuck? The real reason why people stop watching is because shit like this pops, dude. It bangs. It bangs on Twitter. It's like, and new people that would normally filter in here are immediately fucking negatively polarized against me. That's it. King Henry IV, thank you for the 50 gifted subs. You're not going to convince normal people that streaming is difficult whatsoever. You will look even more out of touch and people will pile on even more. I know. It's crazy because it's like, of course, a normal job is infinitely fucking harder than streaming. That's 100% something I talk about all the goddamn time. I talk about how fucking fortunate I am all the goddamn time. I clarified in the fucking clip too. But even then, even in the clarity, there's still people who are just like, people who are still going, no, I don't believe it. I don't agree with you. In this chat even. And the irony is like, this is also another part of the problem, which is that like the thing that every single person hates is the guy who misconstrues the point, right? Everyone, this is like beyond politics. Everybody absolutely fucking despises the guy who goes, oh, I guess you hate waffles, buddy. And yet that's what like 95% of what I do is nowadays, is just like having to deal with people who are constantly going, oh, you said you like pancakes? I guess you fucking hate waffles. Fuck you. Why do you fucking hate waffles? I hate you. I love waffles. And you said you fucking hate waffles. Also, you're a fucking terrorist now. And then as you guys experienced in a sequence of like 30 minutes, it goes from something being clipped out of context to being posted on Reddit, being reacted to by one of the largest fucking content creators on the platform. Literally every single drama peddler posting it on Twitter. You experienced it in real time. How quickly something could just like go from an offhanded comment that immediately gets clarified a second later. Hasan, welcome to celebrity, my guy. No, there is no fucking world. There is no world, and this is celebrity. That's not how this works at all. Nobody gives a fuck about celebrities to this degree because celebrities are not accessible. I'm not a celebrity. Okay? That's the difference. I can't believe I have to sit here and be like, hey man, maybe what you just experienced over the past like hour in front of your own eyes is not good or healthy, and that it's just like an organized hate raid every fucking day that I have to deal with. You are a sub-celebrity? Not really. And it very quickly spawns into like real world issues for myself and my family. That's the other part of it that's like annoying. It's just like, and for the record, it doesn't even matter. This happens to everyone and anyone. It happens to normal people as well. It happens to like people who randomly go viral. It's really crazy how much this is normal now. Like this, you know how the like a lot of the red pill 4chan terminology, like looks maxing, has made its way into TikTok, and people just like normal people know about those things now, those concepts now. I feel like the other part of this that feeds the algorithm, especially on Twitter too, and even on TikTok to a certain degree, is like these hate campaigns, right? Oh, like we caught him saying something. Doesn't matter what the context is.
this makes him look bad. Basically, the lolcow culture has now become super normalized. It's front and center in the way that like so many people fucking operate. I was a barber for 8 years and stood for 8 hours a day with no lunch breaks, no benefits during COVID, and I still think about how easy it would be to get back to that. I empathize with people. I empathize why people think streaming is easy. I'd say the same thing from the outside, but it's simply not true. Yeah. Even when people just pop off with one small TikTok video, they can garner a vicious crowd of hate and harassment. Yeah, like that. There's a reason why, like that librarian guy, he's such a kind soul. He's such a fucking kind soul. And like, he got ritualistically humiliated by some fucking Nazi in his fan base. Like, people were calling him a pedophile and shit. And like, he's now taking like, he's just leaving the library. It's so heartbreaking that people, just like normal people that get like a touch of fame, even they legitimately experience this like psychotic backlash, and it's so fucking normalized at this point. It's such a wild thing to say because it basically is the same principle as trying to act like I am anti-trans. You know what I mean? It's like if there are a couple things that I advocate for every fucking day, it's like workers' rights. You know what I mean? It's trans rights. To turn around and be like, oh, dude, this guy's transphobic and anti-worker is so dumb. It's like, you're insane. You're delusional. Anyway. Yeah, Twitter and Reddit are the two platforms that are genuinely fucked up. I work 9 hours a day that consists of phone calls, interviews, and computer work, and it's draining. I drove home and literally have no energy to make dinner some nights. This man is allowed to be tired after working all day. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because like I don't think people consider that work. That's it. Like, that's the whole... And the entire YouTube commentary industry. No, there's still plenty of great commentary people on YouTube. Yeah, immediately pussy in bio. If D said the same thing, this wouldn't be a thing. Destiny probably has said the same thing. He's a streamer. He knows he knows exactly the point I was trying to make. He probably agrees with me, but it's infinitely more fun to fucking stoke the fires and utilize his audience because he's disingenuous. He's a disingenuous hack. Anyway, let's continue. Let's do this.
I did tell my mom, look, he's going to talk about himself and money a lot. So just change the subject. If he brings up a house, change the subject. That was my instructions to her because I was like, I don't even want to get into the whole house situation. So other than that, uneventful. Now, once my mom left, this is still in April, everything was fine with him at the condiment company. As far as I knew, everything was fine. What ended up happening is he randomly came home one day and starts complaining about changes that are going on at the company. When he started complaining about those changes, it was things like, keep in mind, he is not VP of the company. He was VP of, I keep getting it wrong, but I think it was VP of production is what the memo says. So he was not the second in command for the company. He was upset that he was being blamed for production stats, that the production was down. He was upset that his plant manager apparently had resigned. He was upset that some of the policy changes that were coming into play that would affect his plant. These are the things that he was coming home and complaining about. Literally. He would complain. He started complaining Monday. By Friday, he said, you know what, if they continue doing this, then I just need to find another job. He was like, I think I'm gonna call my homeboy that I work with at Apple and I'm gonna see, you know, what they have available. Yes, there were red flags going up. Of course there were. At this point, we're not even dealing with United Nations of red flags. We are dealing with the Olympics. We are dealing with the parade of all nations. Everybody got a red flag. So when he said that, I was kind of like, okay, because I had become numb to all the antics that he did. I was numb to it. So he literally said, I think I'm gonna call my homeboy and I'm gonna see what's at Apple. My response to him was, well, what about your salary? Would you take a pay cut? He was like, no, I'm not gonna take a pay cut. Like, I wouldn't leave unless it's gonna be the same amount or more money. Y'all, the next week, last week of April, I'm at work, minding my own business. He calls me and tells me, I've decided to resign. You what? I've decided to resign. Don't worry. Don't get all crazy. I had talked to my homeboy. There is a position at Apple and I'm on my way there now to go and meet him so that I can get some information on the position.
Resign from Big Mustard.
We're married. So what I said to him was, well, will you get all this in writing? His words to me were, of course I'm gonna get it in writing. I'm not stupid. You know what? I don't even want to talk to you no more. Click. That's the end of April. So that is how I was introduced to this Apple job. Again, if you stick with the series, you will find out exactly what happened. But that's how I was introduced to the Apple job. It literally was in a span of within 2 weeks. And he resigned from the condiment company and immediately said, I'm going to move over to Apple. Just wanted to clarify that. So,
oh my God, we're chat. I know we had some drama and shit, but right now we're gonna move on to I'm gonna have to put a pause on this, or rather, wait, where are they? Are they here?
No. Johnny and Jager here. And I'm going to get fucking emo as hell. Step Bob 69. They give it the 521 give the subs. But I don't think they're the wrong place. Oh. Okay, never mind. They're coming in a second.
We will continue on. Part 39, who the fuck did I marry? Everything you're going to hear probably in this part and the next part, all of this happens in the month of July 2020. Divorce has been filed. It was filed the end of June. I got his signature on the divorce settlement agreement. I thought that I had to wait 30 days before I could actually file that with the court. And so this is kind of in the limbo period because I'm still within those 30 days. So he left a book bag at the house, book bag that had all kind of paperwork in. Inside the book bag, this is the paperwork that I found. Number one, I found a packet from the condiment company where it showed his 401k contributions. It also stated in there that he had been terminated. So he was terminated from the condiment company according to the paperwork in the packet that I saw in the book bag that he left at my house. Also in the book bag were paycheck stubs from a previous job where he worked at a cemetery, the same cemetery that he took me to show me where his grandmother and grandfather were. So let's go ahead. I'll do this video and say this is what he told me. This is what I confirmed. He told me his grandmother and grandfather were buried there. He showed me a headstone with a family name on it. If you go back in previous parts, I talk about it. The truth is they are not buried there. He is of no relation to the people who are buried at that particular gravesite. Only reason why he knew about it is because he had worked there. Also in the book bag, it was a copy of a driver's license that he had. The address on the driver's license, now this I still don't have an answer to, but the address—
I called it. I mean, I knew the gravestone was going to be fucking fake. It was obvious, but I mean, it's just like a wild thing to lie about. So many of the things he lied about are just so irrelevant. It genuinely makes me like, it genuinely breaks my brain. Like, it doesn't make any sense to lie about these things at all. Oh, the librarian actually got a job at PBS Kids. That's why he quit his library job. That's sick. Anyway, the emo boys are here, by the way. Hold on.